Season 4 is over.
Season 4 is over!
Star Wars. The Courtship of Princess Leia. The hat. The scarf.
Looks like McLovin is back.
Yes, Yoda. Do you have candy inside of you?
Yes, I have.
No. It's... How do I don't know. How do you see it? Can't see it. Whatever. No, I lost it. There it is. Guys, it is a small Yoda inside of Yoda. You couldn't see it. It's too small.
That's right, Trey. Because I am Yoda.
Okay, enough of that. We're on chapter 4, pal. And this book is getting really good. So that's why I chose to read it again. Alright, where were we? So basically, chapter 4. Wow. Never thought the day would come, pal. Chapter 4. Let's just get right into. I'm not wasting any more time with this tomfoolery today. When Han arrived at Leia's stateroom for dinner, dressed in his finest military blues, with the all appropriate bangles, the party was already into its second course. Now, you gotta preface, McLovin has been to a plethora of fancy parties, and, you know, the second course is like the second quarter, bro. It was obvious that Leia has not expected him. Prince Isolder sat to Leia's left, dressed in a conservative dinner jacket with his Amazon guards. Han couldn't help staring at the women. Both of them were dressed in seductive outfits of fiery red silk, with silver-plated blasters sheathed in one hip, intricately decorated eyebrow swords on the other. Such descriptive words for a descriptive scene. Thurk and Horm blurted rather icily, "They've already met." Leia looked at Threkin, whose face was reddening in anger, and Han said, "Yeah. We, Millennium Falcon. We have something, Han turned away rather quickly as he took his seat, hoping Leia wouldn't see his utter embarrassment. And with that page turn, we now only have 300 More pages to go. This is a milestone, guys. Oh, really? I'd like to hear all about it. Leia's tone hinted at reprisal. Yes, General Solo. Why don't you tell her all about it? Threkin growled. There was an uncomfortable silence, and Prince Isolder cut in. Well, for one thing, I was fascinated to learn that both General Solo and once worked on as privateers. It really is a small universe. As privateers? Wait, did Leia say that? Han released a breath in relief. Yes. When I was a boy, still in my teens, privateers Chumada here. I was young and What an intriguing story, Leia said. Did you ever find him? Yes, I did. Every time I rushed there, we held a prison all heaps. Working with pirates must be that dangerous. Well, if they ever set your identity. The pirates were not so dangerous as one might think. The greatest threat came from my mother's naval forces. We had frequent encounters. Not this time, Hat. The Hat stays. Hat McLovin is back. Hat McLovin. Hat McLovin. Scarf McLovin. Book McLovin. The pirates were not so dangerous as he was murdered in prison while waiting trial. Your history? Leia smiled. Didn't learn anything at the academy. I learned how to pilot a fighter ship. As for politics, I'll leave that to the diplomats. Leia said the Hapes cluster was originally settled by Parleia, said the... For hundreds of years, they stalked the trade routes of the Old Republic, seizing ships, stealing cargo. And when they found a beautiful woman, some raider would take her as a prize to the hidden worlds of Hapes. In short, Han, the raiders, your kind of people. Han began to protest, but Leia smiled warningly, teasing him. The tension is in the air. We are now 290 pages away from... Prince Holder said, when a Jedi finally want out raiders. Han ate a few bites of dinner. Oh yes, Han asked a question that I believe there is an answer. The truth is, Queen Mother did choose Leia. I chose her. Han looked at Isolder's gray eyes, at the golden hair cascading down his shoulders, and the strong, handsome face. He could not see how Leia could resist such a man. When Han's mind went blank, the next thing he knew, he was rising from the table, stumbling out of his chair. His eyes turned to him. He felt clumsy, stupid, like a little boy. His tongue felt thick in his mouth, and he sat down. His mind was in such turmoil, he said nothing, practically heard nothing. As they prepared to leave an hour later, Han kissed Leia. It felt Leia as if kissing were some athletic event she would judge. Long after dinner with Prince Isolder, Leia lay down in bed, luxuriating. She nearly fell asleep, but the whining of the ship's engines as technicians tested the hyperdrive awakened her. On her dresser, the rainbow gems of Gallenmore smoldered in their dull lights, and in the corner, the salvatry gave off an exotic nutty scent that suffused the room. Therakin had insisted on storing the treasures in Leia's room. Leia tried not to dwell on the riches. Instead, Isolder filled her thoughts. His curiosity to Han during dinner, his attentiveness, his small jokes and easy laughter, and finally his possession of love. Next page. Leia looked through the files. Whatever the reason for the verbanized behavior, bear rebels. I think this is filler. Oh shit! Luke! What's the emergency? Luke asked, breathless. Leia suddenly felt embarrassed, shy. She told him about Isolder, about the treasures piled in her room, and the Hapan's approval. Luke remained calm, studied her face. Isolder threatens you? I can feel your fright. Yes, Leia said, and you feel tenderness for him, something that might even turn into love, but you don't want to hurt either Han or the prince? Yes, Leia said. Oh, I'm almost sorry I called you with something so trivial. No, this isn't trivial. And suddenly his pale blue eyes seemed to look beyond her, focusing on something in the distance. Have you ever heard of a planet called Dathomir? Boom! Ha! No! Ugh. Ugh. The hat! The hat! One more time. The hat! One more time. The hat! One more time, I'll get it. The hat! No, wait. The hat! Wait. Hold up. The hat! The hat! The hat! The hat! Okay, this is really the last time. I'm being serious now. The hat! The hat! The hat! I came to apologize for yesterday, Han said, offering the plant. The brilliant yellow flowers on their dark stalks seemed to twinkle. How do you think dinner went? Fine, Leia said. Isolder's a perfect gentleman. Not too perfect, I hope. Leia didn't laugh at his joke and hurried to add, after dinner last night, I went to my room and gnawed on my own petty jealous fantasies. How did they taste? Oh, you know, I ended up going to one of the ship's galleys in the middle of the night looking for something tastier to eat. Han stroked her cheek. There's that smile. I love you, you know. I know. Wait, Han said he loves Leia? Wait, Han says, there's that smile. I love you. Leia says, I know this time. And then Han says, good. So how do you think the dinner went? Bro, if they talk about the dinner one more time, I'm skipping the page. Well, it seemed nice enough. I'm going to invite him. Blah, blah, blah. Of course it bothers me. Why shouldn't it bother me? His gaze turned inwards as he clenched his fist. I'll tell you, as soon as I saw that guy, I knew he was trouble. There's something seriously wrong with him. Slime. You're calling the Prince of Hate slime? Come off it, Han. You're just jealous. You're right, maybe I am jealous, but that doesn't change my feelings. Leia didn't understand how Han could say such things. First to insult her by saying he found it suspicious that another man might find her attractive, then to call a man slime. All of it ran against her most deeply ingrained beliefs of how people should act towards one another. I think, Leia said, that maybe you ought to take your stupid plant and give it to the prince with your apologies. You know, someday your slow wit and quick tongue are really going to get you in trouble. Oh, you've been listening to Threck and Horn too much. It's obvious he's trying to get you too cozy. Did you know that your precious prince offered me to give you a new battle cruiser if I offered to fly away and leave you two alone? I'll tell you, the guy's slut! Leia glared at him, stuck a finger in his face. Maybe, just maybe, you should accept his offer or you can still get something out of this deal. Leia considered what to say. Blah, blah, blah. Threck and Horn. Threck and Horn. How long is this chapter? Not too long. Princess! Threcken said jovially. We are coveting a special of the Odeon. A special session of the council? But why? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Everyone has heard the good news of her pa's proposal. Since the marriage of all the princess and wealthiest fairies of the galaxy. Thank you. I'll sure to attend. Han chuckled to himself. I think I just need some time myself for a few days. Leia had said. He'd heard that line before. It's the one that has always followed a few days to, like, have a nice life. Han could only see the one match Isolder's wealth, yet his heart hammered and his mouth went dry at the thought. He pulled a handheld communicator from his belt and thumbed a number, contacting an old acquaintance. The image of a huge rubbery brown hut appeared on the screen, looking out at Han with dark, drugged eyes. Dolly, you old thief, Han said. I need your help. I need you to take a loan out of the Millennium Falcon, and I need you to give me a card game tonight. A big one. Captain Estrada, the prince's guard woke Isolder in his room. She was a woman of rare beauty with long, dark red hair. Fair to Ronin. Stay on. I think so, my lord. Your aunt could blame it on the That's it, guys. We are now on chapter 5. That's it. Hat McLovin. So Leia is not with Han, but Han wants to be with Leia, and that's it. That's all that happened this time. Basically, I'm gonna read every book in the world till all the books are read, and